Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to this edition of Yorkville Sports. You're in the nest, the Eagles Nest, and I'm your host, Joe Patrick. Well, we've got to talk about the weather. This has been some bad times for sports here in New York City. Seems like every week we're getting rained out, or at least we bring out canoes to the fields, and sometimes we row across the baseball diamond and the football fields and whatnot. But anyway, we're going to talk about that bad weather. We're also going to be visited by Antonio Ramirez. He is the coach of the 10U North team. He's the coach of the 10U North team. He stopped in to see us, and he had some really interesting things to say about his team, about the way he approaches the game of baseball, and I think you're going to want to see that. Also, we're going to talk about some of the wins that we had last week. We had some wins. We had something to talk about, something good to talk about. We're going to do all this and more when we return to the Eagles Nest. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. And as I said, we're going to have a little conversation with Antonio Ramirez. Antonio Ramirez is the coach of the 10U North team. And again, he had some pretty interesting things to say about his team. So let's go to the videotape and see what he had to say. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. You know where you're at. You're in the Eagles Nest, and we're here with Antonio Ramirez. He is the coach of the 10U North team, 10U North. Antonio, how you doing?
Feeling good, man.
Okay, so now tell me, I know this has been a little slightly tough start for your team.
Yeah.
But it's nothing but positives that we have. I know the team is playing hard every week. They're trying their best, but just tell us about the nucleus of your team. Just give us a little bit.
They're grinders. They're ball players. They're literally out there every single pitch. They're focused in the game. Their mind's not wandering off, which I actually like, especially with kids, because they tend to start walking around, following butterflies, and things like that. They're locked in, and honestly, there's room to improve.
All right. Well, improvement is what baseball is all about, because remember, baseball is a game of inches, not big inches, but very small inches, and sometimes correcting a behavior or a pitch or the way you feel, getting the glove all the way down, not just halfway down with about 3 inches. Your ball goes into your glove at 3 inches. So what do you have to do to get your team to kind of like tune it, to polish it up a little bit?
Polish it up, practice, repetition. Making sure your feet's actually there, your glove is actually getting there. You're getting their proper set with the pitcher. You're working with the coach. It's all about time in the practice, making sure your feet actually line up with your hands, and you're going straight forward and making it look simplest plays, make it look that much smoother.
Oh, that's cool. That's true though. So now, as far as hitting, I don't want to ask you to rate your players, because it's not all about that. But in terms of hitting from when you set your lineup from 1 to 9, how are your hitters? Because I know you move them around a little bit, but how are the hitters?
My hitters are good. The hitters are there. I focus on actually guys getting on base. I like mixing it up, righty, lefty, make sure the pitch is not too comfortable with just right-handers there.
Okay.
I like mixing up speed, power, and guys that can actually hit down a little bit more in the order. And I usually end up having 2 lead-off guys. I put the fastest guy usually at the bottom, have him run over, and then we turn it over to the top.
All right, so now I know, and in this brand of baseball, the travel program, or in any Little League setting where kids are pitching and they're responsible, the catchers are responsible for fielding their position. Errors always set the tone, create havoc, and wind up ultimately being the cause of your defeats. So what about your team as far as getting, cutting down on some of the errors that I'm sure that they're making?
Yeah, first off, starts with the catcher. I take pride behind the plate, making sure everybody back there is actually a wall, and they're the ones actually setting the tone for the whole field. So that's the commander on the field. Once they get on the field, they know it's go time. They let everybody know, hey, this got 1 out, 2 outs, and that positive body language is going to just carry on to everybody else and transparent to the whole field.
Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about yourself. How long have you been playing, or at least coaching in the Yorkville system?
Coaching for first full season, started in the fall. Loved it ever since. I actually loved the competitive. I actually loved teaching. And
Okay.
even through teaching, I actually learned a little bit more about myself and as a ball player too.
Wow, I mean that's something tall to say because you know in any sport, anything that we do in life, you know, we must, not that we must, but we learn things every day, and sometimes playing and being involved with these kids teaches us something about ourselves that we forgot, because remember, we were kids one day too, before one day too. So you know, so that's a good thing. So now, as far as your prognosis for the rest of the season, what can we expect from your team?
Hustle baseball. Every single inning, every single pitch. There's nobody slacking. Nobody's going to be just standing there. Everybody has a job, and that's what they actually have to do, and everybody knows exactly where they have to be, and it just comes down to teamwork, communicating, and finishing the play.
Right, repetition actually, because you know the more you do it, the easier things become.
Yeah.
So guys, again, just keep playing the game, and you have to enjoy what you do. You have to enjoy playing the game, because if you're doing it because your buddy's doing it, you're pretty good at it. You have to be pretty good. You're on a travel team, but your mind is not in it. You know, you only get out what you put in.
Exactly. Putting everybody put you more.
That's it. Put in the work. Put in the hard work. Don't goof off at swing outs. Don't goof off at practice and all those kind of things. And these are the things that make you better players. So, you know, that's what it's all about. So
It starts in practice. That's it. It starts there.
that's it. Well, I've preached that for the last 4 years. Guys, practice. You know, practice, practice, practice. And I guess you guys are tired of talking about practice, but that's what it's all about. If you don't do it here, what are you gonna do? You're gonna wait till you get on the field and start practicing? You get on the field and start spanking. That's what you got to do. You got to spank somebody when you're on the field. All right? Don't practice on the field. Spank them when you're on the field. So anyway, Antonio, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you taking the time out to, to speak with us a little bit about your team. I know you're suffering from a little growing pains, but again, just keep it going. We know.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, thank you.
Happy to be here, man.
All right. We'll be back.
Okay, folks, that was Antonio Ramirez. And you know what? I was just taking note of his beard and the little thing that he got going on over there. I was getting ready to grab it and start hanging from it. It was so long, but, that's a good guy, good coach. And you know what? His team is going to do well as well because he's got his eye on what's important. And what's important is that the boys have fun and just learn the game of baseball. So with that said, that was Antonio Ramirez. So we want to talk about the 4 teams that did do work last week. They did do work. And I have to congratulate the 8U North team. The 8U North team won both of their games last week for the first time. Congratulations to these boys. I mean, they went and put the big hurt, the smackdown, the beat them up on these boys that they played. And you know what? It doesn't even matter who they play because they won their Eagles and they sunk their talents inside. You know what we do with those talents, right? We grab them and we start. Well, that's right. That's what the 8U boys did. So 8U boys, you know what? I told you, if you just keep playing, things are going to work out for you. This week, hopefully, if the rain doesn't come down and just spoil everything, what's going on up there? I think that the 8U boys are, at least they righted the ship. Now we just got to keep cruising, keep sailing, rolling down the mountainside, all right? Boys, keep it up. 9U South. 9U South, what did they do? They won both of their games as well. 9U South. And that's Rob Davis's team. And I have to tell you, Mac Truck, Big Mac, he'll be in here tomorrow. Maybe we can try to get Rob to give us a little pointers as to what his success is all about. Because remember, that's the team that took it to the chip last year in the fall. They're the fall champions. And they just keep rolling on. Suffered a couple of hiccups in the beginning, but it's all good. Rob Davis, Rob, we're looking for you. Mac Truck, come on, drive on through. That's the bell. I don't know. That's somebody in the front of the school. Don't worry about that. We'll No, we won't beep it out, but don't worry about those things. But anyway, the 9U South team, they won both their games last week. Scores are not important right now. So, guys, just keep up the good work. I keep saying that good work, but good work starts in the gym. And what you have to do is keep your eye on the prize, stay focused in the gym, and good things happen to you. You know what? That seems to always happen to me. And I have to tell you, Kylie Jones, the director of travel baseball, he is here. And he's sitting right over there, so he's not the one calling me. Anyway, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to do the 11U and 12U, and then we've got an interview coming up with the parent liaison from the 8U team. Hopefully he'll be in here to talk about a little something that's going on with his team. All right, so we'll be back, Yorkville. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. And as I said, these are the last two winners from last week. The 11U North team, they split. They won their first game and they dropped the second game, but they they gave a valiant effort in that losing in that loss. So what we have to do is just keep up the good work, 11U North, and just what happens. You win some, you lose some, but next week we're going to win them both, right? Hopefully we play this week because remember what I said. Something's going on up there. Seems like it only rains on the weekend, like Friday, Saturday. I don't know what's going on, but that's all good. 12U South, that's the 12U South is Clark Wright's team. That's Clark Wright and Nick Hazenberg, the big sexy. Hey, sexy. I see you out there. And their team is like getting back to the winning ways. They won both of their games. From what I understand, they crushed these guys. They basically mercy ruled the boys that they played against. And that's 4 wins in a row. That's 4 wins in a row for those guys. So good work, Clark. Maybe we'll even get Clark in here next week. In fact, we have a planned visit with Clark. He's coming in here. I think it's next Wednesday. He's going to talk to us about his season. All right. So right now we have Adam. He's the young guy from the 8U. The 8U team. We don't have a North or South. It's just the 8U. And I have to tell you, this was their first win of the season. Their first 2 wins. So Adam, how you doing?
Good.
All right. So tell me something. What was it like winning your first 2 games?
Good. It was great.
It was great. What did you do in that game last week?
I played catcher, second baseman.
Catcher and second baseman?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, what did you do with your bat? Like, what was that like? Did you get any hits?
I got a double, single, a ground out, an RBI, and 2 strikeouts.
2 strikeouts. Did you score any? Did you
Yes,
score?
I scored 2 runs.
Scored 2 runs. Now, did you say you pitch?
No.
No. But I saw you in there throwing, so you seem like you got a pretty good on because if you're playing catcher, can you make it from home plate to second base on a line drive? Can you do that?
Maybe.
You've never tried it? You never had the chance to throw somebody out?
No, not really.
Not really. Well, tell me, how is your defense? Defense behind the plate, because, games are won and lost when the catcher doesn't feel this position. He drops the ball, runners move over. How are you doing behind the plate?
Yeah, like I'm blocking the ball, catching it, and I'm trying to do it.
All right, you're trying to do the best you can do, but with practice makes perfect. So, you have to pay attention to your coaches and everything like that and try to get all the reps in the gym. And when you have your fielding practice, if you're behind the plate, you got to take as many balls as you can and not be afraid to get hit by that ball. You're wearing all the gear, so it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, now, is this your first time playing on the travel level? Did you play in our recreation program before?
Like last year?
Yeah, last year.
I played last year on the 8U North.
No, you played on 8. Oh, you played on 8U North.
Yeah,
Okay.
last year.
Oh, so you moved over from 8U North to 8U South, huh? Is that you went north and south? You moved from one team to the other, huh?
No, I only did 1
So
last year.
you only right, because there was only one 8U team last year. That's right. Did I confuse you? I confused myself because there was only one 8U team, just like there's only one 8U team this year. So really, you're not 8U North or South. You're just 8U, huh?
Yeah.
No, okay. All right. So now, if you had anything that you wanted to tell your teammates, your battery mates that are in the gym right now, who will probably watch this next week, what would you like to tell your teammates?
You're doing really good.
You're doing really good, right? All right. What about your coach? Is he doing a good job too?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is it fun playing baseball?
Yeah.
All right, because baseball is fun for everybody. And you know what? I just got to say that little Adam right here, he's one of the smallest guys on the team. I got to tell you, in the crowd, you probably wouldn't even notice him. You'll probably walk over him. He's so short. He's so good. But anyway, Adam, thank you for coming in. I know you need to get back in there and work out with your team, all right? All right. All right, guys, when we come back, we're just going to close this out. We're going to talk to you about that camp that's in Camp Pontiac. That's the travel baseball camp. We're going to tell you all about that when we return. And then, get on out of here, all right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to close this out. And as I said, we're talking about our travel baseball camp. The travel baseball camp is for 8Us all the way to 14Us. It's going to be from Monday, August 21st through August 25th. That's Monday through Friday, that whole entire week. It's a fun camp. We go up there with our travel, with our tackle football program. There's going to be a lot of team building. There's going to be games against each other, strength and agility tournaments against the tackle football program, and it should be a lot of fun for you guys. And if you want to get more information about it, just go to our website, click on, you'll see the little tab that says travel baseball camp. So just go there, take a look at it, and and come on down. I mean, if you play travel baseball, this is going to be an experience. It's like, remember the Titans, how they went out and they did that whole week of team building. You guys should be able to do the same thing, all right? So that's it for us this week. Hopefully we'll get some of the other guys in here next week. And as I said, we're Eagles. And as Eagles, we fly higher than anybody else. And we come down on whole teams with our talents. And we grab them by the talents. And we shake them around and shake things up to bring about the best travel program here in New York City. And if you want to hear more about the Yorkville Eagles or any of the programs that we have going on, you can click on yyaa.org or just call us at 212-360-0022. Remember, we are registering for the fall right now. It's our 50th anniversary coming up. So, guys, be on the lookout for lots of things that are going on. We have some discounts that are going to be happening. Gala coming up. A lot of fun, a lot of excitement for our 50th anniversary. Remember, we only do that at Yorkville. Those other guys haven't been around longer than us. So, come on back. We'll see you next week.